Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jesse Cordray.
And I'm Kelsey Anderson. Thanks for joining us. Walmart has announced it will be offering a free 2-day delivery service for all online orders over $35 in order to better compete in online retail market. But what effect will this have on Ball State students? NewsLink Indiana's Adam Chowdhury is live in the newsroom with the story.
Most students living on campus choose to have a meal plan for their time at Ball State. However, for those who want to make their own way through breakfast through to dinner, communal kitchens are available to use. This is where we spoke to students about Walmart's new service.
Walmart's new service might seem appealing to a lot of people, but here at Ball State, the effect might be minimal. Within the on-campus halls, self-catering activity is mainly limited to international students who like to cook to make themselves feel at home.
Because I'm from China and the Chinese food is difficult to buy in masses, so sometimes I cook Chinese food.
Walmart is rolling out this service for nearly 2 million of its popular products, which for students means the vitals they need to get through the week.
We also spoke to students who live in private university apartments, and we were told that although cooking is popular around the Schleider buildings, many people have cars which they use to drive their shopping back and forth Walmart. Amazon are Walmart's main rivals in this area, and Review.com's research showed that for more basic everyday items, Walmart are cheaper. On the other hand, Amazon prevail in high-end products, as well as the online video streaming service where Prime Video has many award-winning original series compared to Walmart's Vudu.
Downtown Muncie is using historical pieces in a new development.
Pieces of the Muncie Historical Weiser Building will now be used in the renovations of downtown Muncie. I spoke with Vicki Veach, Executive Director of Muncie Downtown Development. She said now that the columns will be maintained and serve as a reminder of our history, as well as serve as a gateway to the heart of the city on the north end, as does the passing of the Buffalo statue in Cannon Commons will do on the south end. So we have a combination of old and the new. I asked Veach about the housing units and commercial spaces that have been planned out for the development of downtown Muncie. She said there are many collaborative decisions for new projects in the works and that they will be announced as plans materialize. Beach said they have seen a 25% increase in population since the last census, and it has caused an increase in business. The two go hand in hand. I'm Anne-Marie Toller in Muncie, NewsLink, Indiana.
The project at Walnut Street and Main Street should be completed by May.
A Muncie drug investigation took a turn Wednesday when Nicholas Paul Alred was arrested on allegations of sexually abusing a 2-year-old. The drug investigation began when city police were notified that Alred was being accused of trading prescription medications with a juvenile. The Muncie man admitted he had traded a tablet of narcotic painkiller for a controlled substance used to treat attention deficit disorder. Alred then signed a waiver allowing officers to search in his cell phone. On the phone, investigators found a video that showed Alred engaged in sexual activity with a 2-year-old. Alred was preliminarily charged with 2 counts of child molesting, child solicitation, child exploitation, and vicarious sexual gratification.
Leaders in the Indiana General Assembly say it's time to discuss the sale of carry-out alcohol on Sundays. House Speaker Brian Bosma, a supporter for the sale of carry-out alcohol on Sundays, calls the ban an outlier. The Assembly's proposal creates a supplemental dealer's permit for carry-out alcohol sales on Sunday. Grocery chains, convenience stores, and pharmacies would be required to obtain the proposed permit. GOP Senate Leader David Long admits that while he has not spoken with the committee chairman, he cautions that their efforts may fail.
The idea of opening a casino near Terre Haute may have a hard time in the legislature. The Republican Senate Leader David Long and House Speaker Brian Bosma already signaled that they are not in favor of creating a supplemental gambling site in western Indiana City. The company that wants to build a new casino already owns the Rising Sun in southeastern Indiana. David Long says a change would affect everyone in the gambling industry because there's much more competition now than there was 10 years ago. A previous attempt to open a casino in Indianapolis did not work. The lawmakers say they are currently interested in seeing the French Lick casino succeed. You know, it's pretty weird that they want to put one in Indianapolis since we have one just 20 miles away in Anderson.
In Anderson, and you know all the other ones in southern Indiana as well.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. We've got some colder weather coming in. Let's hear from Liam at the weather desk.
Hey, thanks, Jesse. Yeah, today was pretty cold. I had to break out my gloves earlier today because my hands were just getting frozen. But we're looking at about 26 degrees out right now. With that wind chill coming from out of the west, it feels more like it's about 18 degrees. So It's been pretty cold, but what we can expect throughout the rest of the week is below average temperatures. Clouds are going to be coming back in for us on Friday afternoon, and later when we come back, I'll tell you a little bit more about our weekend weather and what to expect.
And find out what Secretary of State Rex Tillerson had to say on his first day.
And did the groundhog see a shadow? Find out after the break.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet a few who are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. After putting Iran on notice this past weekend, President Trump is now taking action. The administration toughened penalties on Iran today by expanding a list of medical equipment that needs federal authorization before being sold to Iranian customers. This came as a response to Iran testing ballistic missiles on Sunday. Today, while addressing reporters, Trump did not rule out the possibility of taking military action against Iran.
Senate Democrats boycott hearings and continue their efforts to stall President Trump's cabinet picks, but a few Republicans have concerns about particular nominees, as well as Karen Kafa looks through another dramatic day on Capitol Hill.
When Senate Democrats boycotted a committee vote again, Senate Republicans changed the rules again.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Without the numbers to sink nominations on their own, Democrats have tried stalling them. But after they didn't show up for a second scheduled vote on EPA nominee Scott Pruitt, the GOP suspended the rules and voted without them, moving Pruitt's nomination to the floor unanimously.
The minority wants political theater. The nation needs a new EPA administrator.
South Carolina Congressman Mick Mulvaney's nomination to be budget director was approved by two committees along party lines, but Republican Senator John McCain wouldn't commit to final confirmation.
Given Congressman Mulvaney's record on defense spending, including his vote to withdraw all forces from Afghanistan, I continue to have concerns about his nomination to be OMB director.
After voting for approval in committee, Republican Senators Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski now say they'll vote no on Betsy DeVos. That means the Education Secretary nominee will need all 50 remaining Republicans, plus Vice President Mike Pence as a tiebreaker for final confirmation. Meanwhile, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson started his new job, nodding to recent tensions between some diplomats and the Trump White House and urging unity.
But we cannot let our personal convictions overwhelm our ability to work as one team.
Tillerson was confirmed by the Senate on Wednesday. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
And in one more twist, Uber's CEO has dropped out of Trump's Business Advisory Council, reportedly over the immigration executive order. Speaking of foreign relations, newly sworn-in Secretary of State Rex Tillerson took to the podium on his first day on the job. Tillerson addressed the State Department, speaking about his plans for possible change in foreign relation policy.
Change for the sake of change can be counterproductive, and that will never be my approach. But we cannot sustain ineffective traditions over optimal outcomes. I will gather information on what processes should be reformed and do my part to make sure we are functioning in the most productive and efficient way possible.
Tillerson also says America's diplomats are entitled to their own political beliefs but must work as a team. He was alluding to a dissent cable signed by hundreds of diplomats criticizing President Trump's immigration order. We have reached a milestone marker in this season. It is Groundhog's Day. The famed groundhog Punxsutawney Phil emerged from his burrow today and has greeted his adoring fans. Scott McLean was there to catch the forecast.
6 more weeks of winter. America's weather forecasting groundhog is calling for 6 more weeks of winter.
I'm very disappointed. I was hoping for a warm spell.
I don't want it. I want spring, man.
A rowdy crowd gathered in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania in the wee hours of the morning to watch Phil, the prognosticating rodent, do his thing. Phil seemed a little overwhelmed by all the attention.
Look at me. Phil! Phil!
But in the end, he performed his once-a-year task.
Okay, we got her.
And following a tradition that began in 1887, Phil's inner circle announced his prediction.
My faithful followers, I clearly see a perfect, clear shadow of me. 6 more weeks of winter, it shall be.
Phil's forecasts are not especially reliable, but the tourists are.
Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
And how far is that?
It's about 4 hours away.
I'm from Syracuse, New York. It is the official home of winter now.
There was even a proposal this year. Tim Coverdale asked his longtime girlfriend Michelle Clark to marry him shortly after Phil left the stage.
We've had an unofficial anniversary of when we started dating, which was Groundhog's Day.
Yes.
And I just made it official.
As for Phil, he went back to his burrow and soon he'll be back to his surprisingly busy schedule.
We take them to schools, we take them to sporting events, nursing homes, parades, corporate events, wedding receptions. We go everywhere with him. So he's a busy guy.
In Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, I'm Scott McLean.
Speaking of the forecast, winter certainly has made its presence felt in Indiana.
Will those cooler temps continue? Your full weather forecast is next.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
So I've come up with the family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. It sure was blistering cold outside today.
Yeah, I kind of wish that the groundhog hadn't seen his shadow. I was looking forward to the warmer weather. And with the weather, let's go to Liam for the weather.
Yeah, so as everybody is aware, Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow, so that means that we get 6 more weeks of winter. Unfortunately, I know I'm not looking forward to it anytime soon. But as for Indiana, we've saw today that there was a little bit of high cloud cover, which gave us a little bit of sun, which kind of helped it made the temperature feel a little bit warmer. But in fact, it wasn't all that warm after all. Today's high was at 32 degrees, and we had the low at 23. That was coming out at about noon, which is just slightly below average. And if we compare what it was, the high was last year, we can see that it's a pretty drastic change between that. So current temperatures, what we're looking at right now is in Indianapolis is about 27 degrees, Shelbyville 29, 28 in Terre Haute, and 26 in Muncie. But if we play into consideration the current wind chill with all that cool breeze that we're getting, things are a little bit chillier. So Indianapolis is really feeling more of 19 degrees, 20 in Shelbyville, 23 in Bloomington, and 18 degrees in Muncie. So what we can expect tonight, though, is a temperature of about 15 degrees. It's going to be mostly cloudy and cool, so if you're going out tonight, make sure that you're staying bundled up. What we can expect to see tomorrow in the morning, at least, is we're going to get some cloud cover, but that's going to clear up a little bit later on in the afternoon on your way back to work. And that'll persist throughout till Saturday. Temperature for tomorrow is going to be a high of 29 degrees. It's going to be cloudy. We're going to get a little bit of wind, about 13 miles an hour. What we can expect to see on Saturday, some cloud cover throughout most of the day. We might even experience some flurries coming up from the northwest, but that cloud cover is pretty much going to persist throughout to Sunday morning for the rest of the day as well. So what we got for the weekend is on Saturday a high of 34 degrees. It's going to be mostly sunny, but with some clouds as well. And what we can expect on Sunday is that it's going to bring the temperature up for 48 degrees, which will be just in time for us during Super Bowl Sunday. So to recap, what we got going on for the rest of the week is tomorrow we got 28 degrees on Friday. Saturday is going to be about 34. Start warming up on Sunday, and then we can expect to see some precipitation throughout the rest of the week through Monday to Wednesday, and Thursday we're going to be coming full circle for about 27 degrees.
Thank you, Liam.
And find out when you can catch Ball State women's basketball in action.
And who the men's volleyball team will face off against tonight when we return.
Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana, everybody. I'm David Kahn with sports. Just a few days after they fell to the Northern Illinois Huskies 101-96, the Ball State University women's basketball team looked to rebound their loss as they traveled to Ohio yesterday to face the Akron Zips. Junior guard Franny Frazier scored 11 points for the Cardinals. Senior center Renee Bennett scored 13 points, and junior forward Mariah Monaco added 15. But it was sophomore guard Destiny Washington who had a big game for Ball State, scoring a career-high 25 points, with 17 of them coming in the first half, and also grabbing 9 rebounds. And speaking of rebounds, the Cardinals out-rebounded the Zips 43-25. The Cardinals' next game will be in Oxford, Ohio, Saturday against the Miami of Ohio Redhawks. Tip-off for that game is Saturday at noon on ESPN3. As for the men's basketball team, they will be in action tomorrow night on national television on ESPNU when they host the Buffalo Bulls. A look at the current Mid-American Conference standings, the men's team improved to a 15-7 overall record and are currently in sole possession of first place in the MAC West. After defeating the Toledo Rockets at home Tuesday night, Ball State improves to a 3-game win streak. The game was originally scheduled to be played Saturday afternoon. However, the game has been moved to tomorrow night at 9 o'clock so it can be shown on ESPNU. Tonight is a big night in men's volleyball, as a top 12 matchup in the Midwestern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association will take place at Worthen Arena tonight when the 12th-ranked Cardinals host the #1 team in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes. The Cardinals enter MEVA play with a 9-1 record, while the top-ranked Buckeyes are unbeaten at 9-0 overall. The match will start tonight from Worthen Arena at 7:30. Well, we are only 3 days away from Super Bowl 51 in Houston between MVP candidates Tom Brady and the New England Patriots and Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. And with the big game just around the corner, many people around Muncie are making plans for it, such as watching the game in restaurants and around town, including one in the Village. Brothers Bar and Grill in the Village in Muncie is just one of many restaurants around town that is preparing for Super Bowl 51. Joshua Mormon, Assistant General Manager of Brothers Bar and Grill in Muncie, expects a big turnout for the game Sunday.
I'm expecting probably easily about 100 or so guests. It's a lot difficult, like I said, this year. The Patriots are in it and the Falcons are in it, and due to our location, it's not like there are many Falcons fans or also, home of the Colts, so it's not like we have a lot of love for the Patriots. But I do expect people who watch football to be here.
Mormon also says they expect the same amount of people to stop by as past Super Bowls since the restaurant first opened in Muncie in October 2014.
I want to say it's going to be about average, probably not any less. Like I said, the people who watch football will watch the Super Bowl, no matter who's in it, as long as it's a good game. But I think we'll be just exactly where we want to be.
Additionally, Brothers is planning on having special items on their menu for the big game.
Every now and then we'll switch up specials, like drink specials or food specials. This year we will be probably adding an extra few drink specials. We're going to see about food specials, but we're still on the fence about a couple things. We're just working it out before the weekend.
In Muncie, David Kahn, NewsLink, Indiana. And as a reminder, Super Bowl 51 between the New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons from NRG Stadium in Houston will kick off Sunday at 6:30 p.m. on Fox.
Well, thanks, David. Who are you cheering for?
Well, since we're in Colts country, I think a lot of people are going to be cheering against New England, so I think I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, I think so too.
What about you guys?
I think I'm also on the I don't like the Patriots bandwagon.
You've got it there for me too. I will be against the New England Patriots, and I'll gladly see the Falcons win the Super Bowl.
Definitely. And when we return, concerts and a little bit about Pharrell Williams.
Your entertainment news is next.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Hello, and welcome to NewsLink Entertainment. I'm Brianna Bobbitt. Students and family gathered at Sursa Hall Wednesday night to honor former Ball State student Tom Shaw, and at the same time recognize another student with a scholarship in Shaw's name. In memory of School of Music alumnus Tom Shaw, students and family gathered to watch a jazz ensemble performed by 3 bands at Sursa Hall Wednesday night. In 1998, Shaw was killed in a U.S. embassy bombing in Kenya. While Director of Jazz Studies Mark Buscelli didn't know him personally, he was able to acknowledge who he was at the concert.
He was recruited by the CIA, and the CIA had him stationed in Africa, Nairobi, Kenya. And he just happened to go in to check his mail on a day when he wasn't working to the American Embassy in 1998, and a truck bomb blew up. And he was the first a person in the CIA to be killed during the Al-Qaeda war with the U.S.
In his honor, Ball State student Jesse Wade was awarded a scholarship in Shaw's name. Being a trumpet player like Shaw, he recalls a time when the trumpet was not what he was originally going to play.
And actually, funny story, the way I first got the trumpet, I was originally going to get a trombone, and we were like at a store, like a Walmart or something. There was a trumpet there for like $30. So my mom, she's like, "You're playing trumpet now."
Aside from the concert itself, Buscelli says he finds it most rewarding to witness the progress of students who play.
My favorite moment is the process of seeing the students get better and come to that realization that, wow, we're playing music at a really high level and people are clapping for us. So I like to see the whole process start. From the very first rehearsal when everyone's stumbling over the music to the finished product.
The School of Music gives out 3 scholarships every year. Any student who plays in the jazz ensemble are eligible to apply. The concert is an annual event. Shy's parents fund the scholarship. Pharrell Williams and wife Helen Lasange welcomed 3 new bundles of joy. Williams and Lasange have been married since 2013. The couple already has a son, Rocket. Williams' rep tells CNN that family is happy and healthy. The names of the triplets have not been announced. And that's tonight's entertainment news. Back to you in the studio.
So Liam, should I have my hat and gloves tomorrow?
Oh yes, tomorrow's going to be pretty cold and throughout the rest of the week, except on the weekend where it's going to expect to get a little bit warmer out there, but you should definitely pack your gloves tomorrow.
And that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.
been watching NewsLink Indiana in high definition.